folks, Charlie Shelton here, Zippity Doo Dad, back once again at Six Flags Magic Mountain. They are soft opening this weekend the new Looney Tunes Land, which is a reskin of their Kids Land. It used to be Bugs Bunny World, and before that it was the High Sierra Country. Now it's Looney Tunes Land to be a little more inclusive than just the Bugs Bunny World. They've taken out a lot of stuff, they've added some things, done some reskins. Let's take a look at everything they've got. So looking at the concept art map that they've had up on the construction walls for several months now, there's a lot to look forward to. The area to the north, what once was Whistle Stop train area, is now Tasmania. It's going to be a Taz-themed train attraction, just a reskin. I did get the chance to go on this today. They did ask for no filming because the animatronics are not fully installed yet and all the effects aren't working. And boy, I hope that's true because it was pretty sparse. Again, I'm going to reserve judgment. This is a soft opening, so I'm going to wait until June 6th when they have their official grand opening, and hopefully everything will be working at that time. But for right now, what I saw was just a train that went around. They didn't change the layout or the ride vehicles or anything, which is fine. But it just feels very sparse and open area, not full of vegetation, which for a train tour through the jungles of Tasmania seems a little bit lacking. And that is a recurring theme that you'll see throughout this. Moving further down the map, Roadrunner Ridge. This is just the existing area. They do have a nice garden that leads from Tasmania, from the jungles into the desert southwest, and the clearly defined line between the two, but the plants kind of flow in this little walking area. This used to be the Magic Flyer kiddie coaster, train-themed kiddie coaster, which was a favorite of our family, and I was sad to see it go, but it also sorely needed some love. So rather than letting it just decay, they took it out and turned it into a little walking garden. And of course, Taz is here at the front, welcoming you to Tasmania. But that leads us down into Roadrunner Ridge. This is the same coaster. They do have a new or an updated queue area, which is clean and nice and new. I noticed crews as we were going through the land are still actually installing fencing and stuff. So this is a soft opening in the softest sense of the word. It's open for operations being Memorial Day weekend, but it's still actively being built as we're in the land. Down in the Bugs Bunny Play Park lower on the map, this used to be the Speedy Gonzales coaster, which was fine, but was rarely in operation. So it has been taken out completely, and it's being turned into some kind of play park. Here it's going to be just a runaround area for kids, which I think will be great once it's up and running, because there's not really a lot of that other than when we get down to Camp Duck-a-Muck, the Looney Tunes Lodge, which I was really looking forward to them giving this a little bit of love. This has seen some better days. As a father of two very energetic boys, I have spent so much time standing around in the Looney Tunes Lodge while they shoot balls and climb up and down the nets and all this kind of stuff. It's a fine little play area. So I was kind of looking forward to an update on this when it was going to become Camp Duck-a-Muck, and they didn't really do anything. They didn't even clean the character statues. Like, there's still dust everywhere. I'm not asking for a whole lot. I don't need a coffee bar. I don't need an immersive interactive play area or a touch fountain or anything. I'd just like for the dust hanging from the ceiling to be swept up in your several weeks long closure. Like, just get a Swiffer. That's all I really need, is just that dust isn't falling on our kids' heads. But, again, this is a soft opening. Maybe they'll get to it. They didn't through the several weeks of closure, but maybe they will before opening. So again, I'm going to reserve judgment. The other rides, of course, Canyon Blaster is still here. That's another kiddie coaster, which is great. That was my second son's first coaster. But what I loved about that one is it had an on-ride photo, because that is the first coaster for a lot of kids. it had an on-ride photo and an on-ride video component. So for my older son, of course, he went on it several times. We got the photos and videos there. But for my second son, that was his first coaster. Right before the shutdown of the land for the retheme, he went on that coaster. So we were able to get his photo, but now the area where the photo hut, the processing photo hut is now gone. And I feel like that, I'm glad that we were able to take advantage of that opportunity while it was there, but I'm really sad to see that go, because for parents, those are the magic moments. Having that photo, like, that's worth it to me to spend the $20 or $30 on the one single photo for that, because that's a first coaster experience. So I was sad to see that go. Right next door to it, Bugs Bunny's house is also gone. But they're reorganizing the space. We got a little greeting area for the characters, which my son loved, and got to meet these Sylvester and Tweety. And I saw Bugs and Daffy were out earlier. And then further down, the other little flat rides are all the same in the Bugs Bunny Play Park and Camp Duck Amuck. The Sylvester's Bounce and Pounce is still there. The little airplane spinner ride is still there. A lot of these are very similar to what they were, just rethemed with new names. But Taz's Trucking Company is no longer there. That has been rethemed to Daffy's Forest Four-Wheelers. And everything has been painted beige from what was previously a rustic cabin theme paint scheme. And also, the ride before never really had anything going on. It was Taz's Trucking Co. You drive through a sawmill very briefly, and that was about it. And then you go around, and there were some bears left from the High Sierra Country theme before. Now we have more characters throughout. We've got Porky Pig, we've got Elmer Fudd, and it's something to do with recycling. But a lot of the landscaping has been pulled out, so it's just a rock field, and all the bigger trees are gone. I'm not really sure what the thinking was on all this, and this isn't something that's necessarily going to change with a soft opening to a grand opening. This is just a conceptual thing of they added some character statues, and that's great, but they've removed a lot of the rest of the landscaping, so it does feel more austere and more like a home renovation show where they've taken out all the character and just made it all beige. But, you know, that was a choice that they went with. And again, in their shutdown, they didn't fix some of the problems that were there, some of the easy problems. They repainted each of the cars, and they took them from Six Flags specific things like Six Flags Security or Six Flags Forest Ranger, and just kind of made them general forestry cars, but they didn't actually replace some of the broken things. The car we were in had one of the lights that was held together with zip ties and 3M strips, and it just seems like that's such an easy fix. You're not replacing a whole Zamperla car. You're just getting a new light housing for it instead of having it zip tied together. These quick, easy fixes, dusting of the statues or not having your light zip tied together, seem like quick, easy wins that they could have taken and seem to have been neglected. You know, overall, I'm a little disappointed so far. Like I said, this is a soft opening, so hopefully some of these things are going to be fixed. But taking out the Speedy Gonzales coaster, taking out the photo booth, and then not doing the updates of, you know, wiping down the characters in the Looney Tunes Lodge. They didn't even change the sign to reflect the new theme of the fort. They still call it the Looney Tunes Lodge right inside. So I'm not really sure if this was fully thought through, but, you know, at a park of big, gigantic coasters, this is the place where all the kids congregate. I'll be back again after the grand opening on June 6th to see what has changed, and we hope you'll come back to the channel and check that out with us. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time.